Hey guys, getting a lot of questions about how I go about splitting my boats for printing. I think the main thing is to choose your pieces wisely. As you can see here, this part is way too big for the print bed that we're working with, which is a common problem because our printer is super small. Now there are ways you could do this. You could, let's see if this might work. You could turn it and then put it, nope, not the y-axis obviously. Nope. Let's see there. This is horrible. Let's damn it. Alright, what I'm trying to illustrate here is you can get this to fit on this plate. But it won't end up in a good print. And I'll show you how to get some good prints here. So we're going to exit out of the Anycubic slicer, and we're going to take that file. Let's see, small printer. I think it was A, maybe. And if it's not A, we'll go from there. Perfect. And open it in Mesh Mixer. Now what you want to do is, no matter if you think it's too small or if it'll print for too long, you cut it a lot more than you actually think you need it to. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it two ways. We're going to take this to a 90-degree angle. We're going to try to, nope. Plane cut, 90 degrees. And we're going to come about here, right? I think that looks like a good place to cut it. And we're going to keep both groups, obviously. And then we're going to cut it again. We want 4 pieces total here. Let's see. There we go. And another 90 degree. And we're going to keep both tabs. Alright. Give my dog some water there real quick. Okay, perfect. So, it doesn't look like this, but this is cut into 4 pieces. And the way to do that is you hit separate shells, and you have all 4 pieces here. I don't want to go through and show you guys each and every piece. If you follow this video close enough, you'll be able to do it yourself. But we're going to choose A. So we're going to get rid of everything else. And you can do that by saying, I don't want to see anything else. And we can go to A, and then you export. You could save it as test file A. Now this next part's not really needed. You can really just kind of delete these and then just work with A. What I like to do is exit out of Mesh Mixer altogether. Don't save. And then we open it again. We're going to open it back in Mesh Mixer. And here we go. This is the 4th of what we started with. And so you just want to keep kind of a detailed library so you can see what you've done and what you need to do. Obviously, test piece A isn't a really good name for what you might want, but whatever system works for you. Here comes the important part though. So you want to go ahead and edit, hollow this out. I found that I have the most success with anything bigger than 1/8. So we'll do 1.8 here. And that should work. You want to hole radius, I like to go as big as possible because I mean you're just going to fill these holes anyway. You're going to put them on faces that aren't going to be seen. And then you update hollow first, and that should give you the 1.8 thickness, which it did. And you can see it kind of filled out a little more because the walls are less thick. And then you want to generate some holes. Now, I mean, just be smart about this. Which part of the ship is going to be seen? It's obviously that part. You can kind of see the shadow, so you want to put a hole. Come on. Put a hole near the vertex here. Not, I don't know if vertex is the right word, but where the things meet, where the lines meet. And these are for suction holes and drain holes. Suction holes because, you know, resin printing, you're pulling out of a vat of liquid, and it looks like the way I'm going to orient this print is with this side facing up, and I'll show you that in just a sec. So it's hollowed. We have the holes. It's sorted. It looks pretty good. It looks really shitty right here, but that's because for some reason when I open it in Mesh Mixer, it never looks as good as when it does in B9. So what we're going to do is export test file A. And what I like to do, my system, is I like to go test file A parentheses H for hollowed. So it'll compute, it'll go through, and usually these ships behave for the wooden part of it. So let's just see what it looks like in the slicer right now. Yeah, that's perfect. And you're gonna see why that, you know, we don't want to fit anything else on here. I mean, you can, but I like to take things a little slower than that. So we're gonna open it up in B9. It's really powerful supporting tool, and we want to find somewhere to support that makes it easy on us. And I think if this little point is down, it'll make it easy on everyone. Yeah, I'm tempted to just print it against the plate, but don't do that. It'll distort a whole lot of things. There's a time and place for that, and now is neither. Let's rotate this 45. Nope. Let's do a negative 45. And then let's try to get that point down. There we go. This is what we want. I like the Z10 just to give me a lot of room to think and to feel things out. And there it is. That's this is really where I would start with the first piece of the ship. As a matter of fact, I think this is where I'm going to start with the first piece of the ship that needs to be split. I guess since we're here, I'll show you my supporting. I like to do a heavy support. It looks ugly, but I'm going to fix it. A lot of people don't like to use heavy supports because they say, okay, why are you wasting resin? But I don't like to waste resin on failed prints. And so I rarely have them because I am willing to use the resin. So I like to get every single face, and then I like to go back to my modify here. And then you go in and make things beautiful. Only things that need to be modified. Now you can see that this is really ugly, so what you can do is go here, go to the length, hit 4 or whatever number you want, make straight, and that should work. Intuitively, this looks like it should work. Looks like it should work just fine. I don't see any islands, but I'm not perfect. Of course not. You know, there are things like I don't believe this point is safe enough. You use your own discretion when supporting, but one thing that everyone should use, and I'll show you this next part. This is the cool part. So for my little thing for supporting is parentheses S. We're good here. Discard. Take this test file. You slice it. We're here, right? It'll print. Don't mind my settings. I think everyone needs to go find their own settings. You really should. I start here with a lot of resins, and it's just worked for me. Your off time, though, check out my other video on off time. Make sure it's set to 4.5 or 6.5. No other number works as well as those two. We're going to go ahead and slice this. Almost. Perfect. I always make a habit of showing the preview, just so I can see that everything is on the plate, and it is. It's good. What we do here is we exit, we take that test file, and we put it into something called the photon file validator. Now, this thing is what makes and breaks printing, really, and no one knows about it for some reason. Well, I mean, for obvious reasons. It's developed by a very small community. You guys can find us on Facebook. I'm sure I have a link somewhere. So it is counting every single layer and looking for islands. And I think I did a pretty good job, but you know, I'm usually wrong. Let's see. $61. So I did not do a good job, but those are all 1 pixel islands. So this thing's gonna fix them. Small things. Now when you're working with printable scenery boats, The grit, the wooden grit, the wooden pattern on the very top, it's so hard to get perfect. And you're going to see that here. Okay, so now we're left with how many islands? 11. So it knocked out a whole bunch of them. What this program does is it shows you where those islands are. Um, I mean, this thing is, that island is so small, but you can fix it. You can go back into B9 and support wherever that island is. You can go back, and I have videos on that. Um, and that, you know, it's not what I'm trying to teach you here, but as you can see, there are very, very small problems here. That's a huge problem. That's on the inside. I should have seen that. That's probably something I could have supported, and I'll actually open it back up, and looks like there's a lot of things on the inside that I could have supported better, and everything else is very small. So, I mean, just for the sake of completeness, let's open this back up, and I will illustrate where those problems were that I was just too lazy to go through. So I'm underneath the model, I'm x-rayed, and you can already see where the problems were. There's an island right here, there's an island right here, there's one right there. So I mean, don't half-ass this, guys. I'm only half-assing this because it's for the video, and it's pretty late. But that's it. As always, if you guys need something, just go ahead and ask. That's how we learn.